Bickley and Marana Mornings. Arizona Sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
I have been blessed to attend the 2001 World Series, the 2009 Super Bowl, and the 2021 NBA Finals. All of them were hugely important, deeply impactful sporting events that have shaped Arizona's collective psyche. But I'm not sure I've ever had more unexpected pleasure or unmitigated glee than I did in Game 1 of the NLDS Saturday in Los Angeles. The Diamondbacks demolished the Dodgers. They annihilated the Dodgers. They emasculated the Dodgers. Every ball hit off Clayton Kershaw sounded like cannon shots. Home runs from Gabby Moreno and Corbin Carroll felt like haymakers to a heavyweight opponent who was already cowering on the ropes. It was 9-zip after 2 innings, an exquisite exorcism of all the horrors and nightmare fuel that has gone down in Dodger Stadium in years past. Now, there is a possibility that beatdown might be Clayton Kershaw's final time on the mound, and isn't that something? Now, I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm kind of afraid of the clapback, to be honest. I feel like Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park after they've taken a baby T-Rex from its mother, knowing that ugly retaliation is just around the corner. Or maybe in our wildest dreams, Saturday represented a long-awaited shift, the day the Dodgers stopped being a juggernaut and became a bloated and overrated and highly vulnerable to a bunch of audacious young players in Arizona, where the once mighty Dodgers were no match for the Torey Lovello party train. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
D-backs, Dodgers. You want to go to the game Wednesday? Arizona Sports D-backs playoff chaos ticket giveaway.
David Lasher didn't call in, Bick. We're 1 for 2, but that means we got to open up the phone lines to somebody else. What's a good caller number here?
Caller number 7.
Caller 7 right now for Corbin Carroll. 602
Kaiser White.
260-9870 is the phone number. Looking for caller number 7 to jump into the spot that David left open for you. Qualify for Games 3 tickets Wednesday night at Chase Field.
And there's a ground ball. Diving play, Walker. He'll flip to the pitcher covering. What a way to end the game. Outstanding defensive play. Walker to Frias to get Hernandez to end the ball game. And an 11-2 Diamondback win, Tom Candiotti. They take a 1-0 series lead in the National League Division Series over the Dodgers.
Greg Schulte with the final call from L.A. on Saturday night. 11-2. You heard that right. And I shared my experience of watching the game, just kind of jaw dropped with the way the Diamondbacks were putting on a laser show. You mentioned the hard hit balls. 4 of the top 5 hardest hit balls in that game belong to the Diamondbacks. The 2 hardest hit balls in the game. Ketel Marte, including 115.7 miles per hour on that leadoff double. I agree with you. Should have been an error, but Outman was kind of discombobulated from the ball. The time that ball was hit.
It completely ate him up.
He admitted afterwards too, like my nerves got the best of me there.
And that's part of the enjoyment to me. You can't take that out of the element that team is the team that was quivering.
Mm-hmm.
And the first swing of the game, Ketel Marte was swinging from his shoes. I'm like, oh, okay, swing harder.
Yeah, sometimes,
and he did.
Sometimes he does that, and you're like, stop trying to swing so hard.
Ketel Marte,
it worked.
Love that guy.
It worked on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, it did. It did. And again, I just can't get back past the catharsis of it all, the feeling of it all. It was unlike anything I think I've experienced. And we've experienced a lot of highs and a lot of lows in this sports town over the past 25 years. We don't need to go through a complete recitation, but I'm not sure just in terms of gleefulness, in just bathing in the misery of Los Angeles. I right into my veins, Vinny.
Yeah.
Right into my veins.
But this journey, it says something. I'm not counting anything over. It would be foolish to do so. But this would be huge moving forward for this organization too, because regardless of any success the Diamondbacks have, you hold it up against what the Dodgers have done, not only big picture, but also head to head. I mean, the Diamondbacks were 5-24 in 29 games at Dodger Stadium. since the beginning of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
5-24.
Mm-hmm.
That is windshield and bug type of stuff right there.
Yes, it is.
So to start out with a series win like that really plants a good seed. Now you got Zach Gallen on the mound. Zach Gallen had a very strong performance in his first postseason start against the Brewers. Didn't start out that way. 32 pitches in the first inning and then settled down. And he talked about, hey, what did you learn from that experience in Milwaukee?
It's been a season-long kind of just, I guess you could say, grind of just trying to, make sure that feels how I want it to. But it's you can bring so many things into the game, but there's nothing you can replicate to get out there with the adrenaline, runners on base, guys standing in the box, stuff like that. But I felt all right going into the game in Milwaukee. Felt like just some timing things clicked. So that's kind of what my focus is right now.
And that's one of the things that I just think is huge, zooming out from this game, is how a pitcher feels going into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Clayton Kershaw was bombarded with questions after that game about, hey, how's the shoulder? How'd you feel? And he's like, I felt fine.
Yeah.
I didn't pitch well. I felt great.
Yeah. And it's like, please tell us something is bothering you.
Yeah. Please tell me you weren't just that bad on a big stage.
Right.
But he didn't attempt to do that.
So what happens if the Dodgers have to give him the ball again? Yeah, right? And, again, this is just... Yeah,
that would be game 4, which could be a clincher
game,
either way.
So, I think tonight is a monstrously huge baseball game, but, man, this series could not have started any better for the Diamondbacks. Talk about and to have Bob Costas doing the game.
Yes.
Added some gravitas to it.
I didn't see the open to the telecast, but people were telling me that there was a disdain in Bob Costas's voice about that very subject we talked about, that the Diamondbacks were even in the playoffs with an 84-win record.
Really?
I didn't hear it. It's not archived, so I can't go back and watch it. I didn't.
Are you kidding me?
That's what I say to that.
But Bob Costas is kind of like, at this point of his career, he's a traditionalist, and he's not afraid to say what's on his mind, certainly.
Right.
But they answered his questions too. That was an epic playoff beatdown.
It really was.
And we have gone this far without talking about Alec Thomas with the home run. After fouling off 12 straight pitches.
Oh, epic at bat.
That was a record. We all saw history when that happened too.
I'm glad you brought him up, because when Torey Lovello now and other people are starting to use this word connected, this is something you've heard very recently in the last 10 days or so. What I think it honestly means is there's more than just one young player playing well right now.
Uh-huh.
And there was a time when that wasn't. Remember, there was a time during the dip in the season when we thought, oh, great, what do we have out of this year? We've got one good young player. This great youth movement, this great, season of renewal.
Mm-hmm.
All we got is Corbin Carroll. And that's what we talked about during that 7-25 stretch.
Yeah, and now?
And now they've kind of circled back, and these kids are all kind of firing together.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's great.
Connected team is a dangerous team.
Arizona Sports Playoff Chaos. Listen for your name all day as we're giving you the chance to win lower-level tickets to see the D-backs Dodgers this Wednesday. Text playoffs to 620-620 to register your name. That's playoffs to 620-620.